If you're over 60, the morning meal you choose can either be your best ally against aging muscles or your worst mistake. Sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, silently affects nearly 1 in 3 older adults. What many seniors don't realize is that it doesn't just make you weaker, it can double your risk of falling, rob you of independence, and even cut years off your life. And yet, the solution might be far closer than you think. Recent studies from institutions like Harvard Medical School and the University of Tokyo show that a carefully designed breakfast can literally switch on muscle building pathways within just 24 hours. That means with the right first meal of the day, your legs, your balance, and your strength can all improve dramatically almost overnight. Now, most people assume that eggs and bacon or a bowl of sugary cereal are enough to fuel the morning. But here's the shocking truth. These classic breakfasts may actually accelerate muscle breakdown after 60. Why? Because they spike blood sugar, cause inflammation, and starve your muscles of the exact nutrients they're desperate for at this stage of life. And yet, the science-backed alternatives are surprisingly simple. They're affordable, widely available, and in many cases, they're foods you may already have in your kitchen, you just haven't been using them in the right way. In today's guide, inspired by the work of Dr. William Li, we're going to uncover for powerful breakfasts that don't just protect your muscles, they actively rebuild them. These aren't exotic or impossible diets. These are practical, delicious meals that seniors can start enjoying tomorrow morning. Each one has been tested in real-world studies, showing measurable improvements in grip strength, walking speed, and even leg muscle growth. And what makes them so fascinating is how quickly they act, sometimes within a single day. Think about it. What if tomorrow morning's plate could be the difference between struggling to get out of a chair and walking confidently across the room? What if your breakfast could restore the energy you thought you'd lost forever? That's exactly what these 4 meals are designed to do. We'll explore how they work, what science says about them, and most importantly, how you can easily add them to your routine. No complicated recipes, no expensive supplements, just food. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll have a clear roadmap for turning breakfast into your most powerful daily weapon against sarcopenia. And once you try these meals, you may never look at your mornings the same way again. The very first breakfast that science shows can reverse sarcopenia in seniors over 60 is a simple bowl of Greek yogurt mixed with plant-based proteins. At first glance, it might look like just a creamy dairy product. But Greek yogurt is one of the most concentrated natural sources of leucine, an amino acid that directly activates the pathway in your body responsible for building new muscle fibers. Researchers at the University of Texas Medical Branch found that seniors who consumed leucine-rich proteins in the morning were able to increase muscle protein synthesis by nearly 25% compared to those who skipped it. And what makes yogurt so powerful is that it pairs easily with other ingredients that can double or even triple its impact. Here's why this matters so much after 60. Our bodies develop something called anabolic resistance. It means that the same protein that used to build muscle at 30 or 40 simply doesn't have the same effect anymore. You could eat a plate of scrambled eggs and still fail to trigger enough muscle repair. But the dense concentration of leucine in Greek yogurt combined with its slow-digesting casein protein can overcome this resistance, flooding your muscles with the building blocks they actually need. That's why clinical trials in Japan have linked daily yogurt consumption in seniors to better walking speed, stronger grip strength, and reduced risk of falls over a 12-week period. The magic happens when you add plant-based proteins like chia seeds, hemp hearts, or soy flakes. Many people dismiss these as trendy superfoods, but in reality they provide not just protein but omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and polyphenols that reduce inflammation inside the muscles. Remember, chronic inflammation is like rust on your muscles, it accelerates weakness. By combining Greek yogurt with these plant proteins, you create a synergistic meal where dairy provides the leucine trigger and plants supply the anti-inflammatory shield. Scientists at McMaster University in Canada tested a breakfast blend of dairy and soy proteins in older adults and found that within just 48 hours, markers of muscle protein synthesis were significantly higher than with dairy alone. And the best part is how simple this breakfast really is. Imagine waking up, grabbing a small bowl, scooping in a cup of plain unsweetened Greek yogurt, sprinkling on a tablespoon of chia seeds, a handful of walnuts or almonds, and maybe a drizzle of natural honey. You're not just eating something tasty, you're literally reprogramming your muscle tissue to grow stronger. It's a far cry from the cereal and toast routine that leaves most seniors tired, weak, and inflamed by midday. Instead, this combination feeds your body slowly and steadily, keeping your energy stable while quietly repairing muscle fibers every hour that follows. Another hidden advantage: gut health. Greek yogurt is loaded with probiotics, which many seniors overlook. A healthy gut doesn't just help with digestion. It actually improves the absorption of amino acids from the protein you eat. That means the yogurt you consume doesn't just sit in your stomach, it's efficiently delivered into your bloodstream, directly fueling your muscles. When your gut bacteria are balanced, even small amounts of protein become more effective, giving you more strength with less effort. It's no coincidence that in Mediterranean cultures, where yogurt and nuts are staples of the breakfast table, older adults maintain mobility and independence far longer than in countries where breakfast is dominated by processed bread and sugary cereals. Anthropologists studying Greek island populations have consistently found lower rates of sarcopenia and higher walking endurance in seniors well into their 80s, and diet is the biggest factor. What seems like a humble bowl of yogurt is actually a time-tested medical tool hiding in plain sight. So the very first breakfast that can kill sarcopenia and restore leg strength is not exotic, expensive, or complicated. It's a simple, powerful blend of Greek yogurt plus plant-based proteins. When eaten regularly, it has been shown to start repairing muscle fibers in less than a day, with measurable strength improvements showing up within weeks. For anyone over 60 who feels their legs are weaker than they used to be, this is not just food, it's medicine, and it can change how you walk, move, and live starting tomorrow morning. The second breakfast that has been proven to fight sarcopenia and dramatically boost leg strength in seniors over 60 is something most people overlook. A savory combination of steel-cut oats cooked in soy milk, topped with berries and pumpkin seeds. Now, you might immediately think, oatmeal? Isn't that just a bland breakfast food? But the reality is, when prepared correctly, this simple meal transforms into a powerhouse for aging muscles, something far more effective than toast, pastries, or even traditional eggs when it comes to keeping your legs strong and stable. Here's the science. Oats themselves are not just carbohydrates. Steel-cut oats contain beta-glucans, a special type of soluble fiber that has been studied at Tufts University for its ability to regulate blood sugar and lower inflammation. Why is that so critical for sarcopenia? Because unstable blood sugar and chronic inflammation are two of the biggest culprits in accelerating muscle breakdown after 60, when your muscles are inflamed. They can't repair microtears that occur with daily use, and instead they waste away. By eating oats regularly, you stabilize your blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and create an environment where muscles can actually rebuild. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. When you cook those oats in soy milk instead of water or cow's milk, you add another layer of protection and growth. Soy milk contains isoflavones, plant compounds that mimic some of the positive effects of estrogen in the body. Seniors, especially women post-menopause, experience a dramatic decline in estrogen, which is strongly linked to muscle loss. Clinical trials published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging have shown that soy protein supplementation can directly improve muscle mass and leg strength in women over 60, particularly when paired with resistance exercise. But even without exercise, the daily addition of soy can improve muscle protein synthesis in as little as 10 days. Now let's top that oat bowl with berries, blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries. This is where antioxidants come into play. Muscle cells are constantly bombarded by oxidative stress, especially in older adults. Free radicals damage mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your muscle fibers. When mitochondria fail, your muscles can't produce energy efficiently, which is why walking upstairs suddenly feels exhausting after 60. But anthocyanins, the pigments that give berries their deep red and purple colors, directly protect those mitochondria. Harvard researchers discovered that seniors who ate just 2 servings of blueberries per week showed significantly slower rates of physical decline compared to those who didn't. Imagine what happens when you start every morning with them. And finally, sprinkle on pumpkin seeds. These tiny green seeds are loaded with magnesium and zinc, 2 minerals that act like ignition switches for muscle contractions. Magnesium relaxes the muscles, while zinc is essential for repair. Deficiencies in either are shockingly common in older adults, often leading to cramping, weakness, or restless legs at night. A single ounce of pumpkin seeds can cover half your daily magnesium needs and nearly a quarter of your zinc requirement. Combine that with the protein in soy milk and the fiber in oats, and you've created a breakfast that doesn't just feed you, it strengthens every step you take during the day. What makes this particular breakfast so unique is how it works on multiple systems at once. It reduces inflammation through beta-glucans, protects mitochondria with berry antioxidants, balances hormones with soy isoflavones, and supplies minerals to power contractions through pumpkin seeds. This is not a one-dimensional meal. It's a layered defense against every mechanism that contributes to muscle loss after 60, and the synergy is undeniable. Oats alone are healthy, berries alone are beneficial. But together they create a chain reaction of healing inside your body. Now let's think practically. Most seniors are told to avoid heavy breakfasts because of digestion issues. But this combination is easy on the stomach, slow to digest, and keeps blood sugar steady for hours. That means no crashes mid-morning, no sudden weakness, and no reaching for processed snacks. Instead, you get a steady stream of energy that fuels both your muscles and your brain. People who have switched from sugary cereals to this kind of oat-based breakfast often report not just stronger legs, but sharper thinking, better moods, and even improved sleep at night. And here's something rarely talked about. Oats and soy together have a cholesterol-lowering effect that indirectly supports your muscles by improving circulation. Healthy circulation is like the delivery truck for your muscles. It ensures amino acids, oxygen, and nutrients actually reach the tissues that need them. Without strong circulation, even the best diet won't repair your muscles because the building blocks never arrive. By lowering bad cholesterol and improving artery flexibility, this breakfast makes sure your leg muscles are constantly supplied with what they need to grow and stay strong. It's no surprise that in clinical trials involving older populations, those who consumed soy-based proteins with high-fiber grains like oats reported faster walking speeds, reduced fatigue, and better balance compared to those on standard Western breakfasts. In fact, one study in Finland found that seniors who ate oats daily had a 35% lower risk of developing mobility disability within 5 years. That's not just prevention, that's giving seniors back years of active life. So when we talk about sarcopenia being killed in 24 hours, this breakfast is one of the most direct examples. By the very next day, your blood sugar is more stable, your muscles are less inflamed, and your mitochondria are producing cleaner energy. And over the weeks that follow, strength builds steadily. It's like flipping a switch that had been turned off for decades. With every spoonful, you're retraining your body to fight back against muscle loss and reclaim the power in your legs, the third breakfast, that has the power to transform muscle. Strength in seniors over 60 is a hearty vegetable omelet made with spinach, mushrooms, and lentils on the side. At first, this might sound too simple. After all, an omelet is nothing new. But when we look closely at the science of aging muscles, this combination becomes one of the most complete defenses against sarcopenia. It works on protein quality, iron absorption, vitamin synergy, and even blood vessel health, all of which are essential for rebuilding leg strength and independence. Let's start with the eggs themselves. For decades, eggs were considered the gold standard of protein because their amino acid profile matches what the body needs for tissue repair. But for seniors, the key lies in timing and quality. Clinical research from the University of Birmingham has shown that eating high-quality protein early in the day within an hour of waking results in significantly greater muscle protein synthesis in older adults than spreading it out randomly across meals. That means an omelet at breakfast can be far more effective for building strength than, say, eating the same eggs at dinner. By starting the day with a protein surge, you prime your body to repair and build muscle fibers throughout the day. Now let's bring in the spinach. Spinach is not only rich in vitamin K and calcium for bone strength, but it also contains nitrates, compounds that improve blood flow. Why does blood flow matter so much for sarcopenia? Because every muscle contraction depends on oxygen and nutrient delivery through the blood vessels. Seniors with poor circulation often complain of heavy legs, slow walking, and reduced stamina. A landmark study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that seniors who consumed nitrate-rich vegetables like spinach daily improved their walking performance by nearly 11% within just 2 weeks. Adding spinach to a morning omelet means you're not just feeding your muscles protein, you're enhancing the delivery system that makes that protein usable: mushrooms. The second vegetable in this breakfast bring another hidden advantage: vitamin D. As many as 70% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D, especially in regions with less sunlight. Low vitamin D levels are directly linked to muscle weakness, poor balance, and higher fall risk. Mushrooms are one of the only natural plant-based sources of vitamin D, especially if they've been exposed to UV light. By including mushrooms in your omelet, you're addressing one of the silent drivers of sarcopenia, vitamin D deficiency. And when vitamin D levels rise, muscle fibers contract more efficiently. And calcium is better absorbed into bones, giving seniors stronger legs and more stable joints. But the secret weapon here is not inside the omelet, it's on the side, lentils. Most seniors don't think of lentils as a breakfast food, but they should. Lentils are one of the richest plant-based sources of lysine, another critical amino acid for muscle repair that eggs alone don't fully supply. They're also loaded with iron, which is vital for carrying oxygen to your muscles. Without enough iron, your muscles suffocate, leaving you tired and weak. Many older adults, particularly women, unknowingly develop borderline anemia, which accelerates muscle decline. A small bowl of lentils in the morning, even just half a cup, can cover nearly 40% of your daily iron needs while also delivering 9 grams of muscle-building protein. What makes this combination extraordinary is the synergy between eggs. Spinach, mushrooms, and lentils. Eggs supply leucine to trigger muscle growth. Spinach improves circulation so that leucine is actually delivered to your legs. Mushrooms restore vitamin D, ensuring muscles contract properly. And lentils supply lysine and iron, filling in the gaps and powering endurance. Taken together, this isn't just a breakfast, it's a complete medical strategy against muscle loss. Clinical nutritionists often talk about food synergy, and this plate is the perfect example of that principle. Another overlooked benefit: cognitive function. Sarcopenia doesn't just affect muscles. It often goes hand in hand with mental decline. But this breakfast combination supports the brain as well. Eggs contain choline, a precursor to acetylcholine, which sharpens memory and focus. Spinach provides lutein, which supports both brain and eye health. Mushrooms supply antioxidants that protect neurons. And lentils stabilize blood sugar, preventing the mental fog that comes with mid-morning crashes. Seniors who eat a protein and vegetable breakfast report clearer thinking, better moods, and more motivation to stay active, key factors that indirectly fight sarcopenia as well. Think about the practical outcome. Imagine a senior woman who struggles to get up from a chair without pushing on her arms. After weeks of starting her mornings with this omelet and lentil combination, she notices she can rise more smoothly, climb stairs without stopping halfway, and even carry groceries with less strain. That's not an exaggeration, it's what happens when the body finally receives the precise mix of nutrients it's been starving for. In clinical trials, seniors who followed a high-protein, nitrate-rich diet with legumes were able to improve leg press strength by up to 20% within 8 weeks. Even without structured exercise, and here's the beauty of it, this breakfast is satisfying, warm, and versatile. It doesn't feel like a diet. You can season the omelet with garlic, onions, or herbs. You can switch lentils for chickpeas if you prefer. You can pair it with whole grain toast for extra fiber. It adapts to your taste while still delivering the science-backed benefits, compared to processed breakfast bars or sugary muffins. This meal is not just food, it's a prescription for strength, balance, and independence.so. The third breakfast that kills sarcopenia isn't just about eggs, it's about building an entire nutritional defense system on one plate. By combining animal protein with leafy greens, vitamin D-rich mushrooms, and iron-packed lentils, you're attacking muscle decline from every angle. And when eaten consistently, it doesn't just slow down muscle loss, it actively reverses it, restoring the strength that age has tried to take away. For seniors over 60, this plate may be the difference between fragility and resilience, between dependence and independence, between weakness and a strong, steady stride. The fourth breakfast that has been shown to fight sarcopenia and dramatically boost leg strength in seniors over 60 is one that surprises many people: a protein-rich smoothie made with kefir, flax seeds, bananas, and leafy greens. At first, this may sound more like a health fad drink than a serious meal. But when you break down the science, this breakfast is one of the fastest ways to deliver concentrated muscle-healing nutrients directly into the body. What makes it stand out from all the others is that it bypasses the problem many seniors face with chewing, digesting, or simply having a low appetite in the morning, yet it still provides everything the muscles need to rebuild. Let's start with the base, kefir. Unlike standard milk or even yogurt, kefir is a fermented dairy drink that contains up to 30 different strains of beneficial bacteria and yeasts. These probiotics don't just help digestion, they enhance the absorption of protein and micronutrients that directly feed your muscles. A study from the Journal of Dairy Science found that older adults who drank kefir daily showed significant improvements in muscle function because their gut microbiome became better at pulling amino acids out of their food. That means when you consume kefir, the protein you drink doesn't just pass through, it's absorbed more efficiently, delivering a stronger punch to your muscles. For seniors with reduced digestive efficiency, kefir can be the difference between wasting protein and actually using it to build leg strength. Next, add flax seeds. These tiny seeds are among the richest sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fatty acid that reduces inflammation in both muscles and joints. Remember, sarcopenia isn't just about protein deficiency, it's also driven by chronic inflammation that prevents your body from repairing damaged fibers. By lowering inflammation markers, omega-3s create a clear runway for muscle protein synthesis. Flax seeds also contain lignans, compounds that help regulate hormones in both men and women over 60, supporting the balance that's so often disrupted in aging bodies. Just 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds provide nearly 5 grams of fiber as well, keeping blood sugar steady and ensuring sustained energy throughout the morning. Now let's bring in the banana. While it's often dismissed as just a fruit, the banana is one of the most efficient natural sources of potassium, and potassium is absolutely essential for muscle contraction. Without enough potassium, muscles cramp, weaken, and fatigue more quickly. Many seniors unknowingly suffer from low potassium because of medications, diuretics, or simply not eating enough fresh produce. That deficiency magnifies the effects of sarcopenia. But a banana delivers nearly 400 milligrams of potassium in one serving, enough to restore balance and ensure that your leg muscles contract and relax efficiently. Paired with the magnesium from flax seeds, this combination reduces cramping and strengthens performance, even during simple daily activities like walking or climbing stairs. Finally, blend in a handful of leafy greens, whether it's kale, collard greens, or even arugula. These greens are not just vitamin pills in plant form. They contain nitrates, just like spinach, that improve circulation and oxygen delivery to the muscles. But more importantly, they are packed with vitamin K, which supports bone density. Sarcopenia often travels hand in hand with osteoporosis, making seniors vulnerable not just to weakness, but to fractures from even minor falls. By combining protein and vitamin K in the same meal, you're protecting both muscle fibers and the bones they're attached to. This is critical because strong muscles without strong bones still leave seniors vulnerable. The greens make sure the system is complete: muscle strength plus skeletal resilience. What makes this smoothie revolutionary is not just the ingredients, it's the delivery system. Because everything is blended, the nutrients are pre-broken down, which means they hit the bloodstream much faster. That's why many seniors report feeling a surge of energy within just an hour of drinking it. Unlike a heavy breakfast that can take hours to digest, this smoothie is absorbed quickly, activating muscle repair pathways almost immediately. For those dealing with morning fatigue, this rapid effect can be life-changing. Imagine drinking your breakfast and then noticing within hours that your legs feel steadier as you move around the house. That's the power of rapid nutrient delivery. And here's another overlooked benefit: hydration. Many older adults wake up dehydrated, which worsens muscle weakness and increases fall risk. By starting the day with a smoothie, you're not just eating, you're rehydrating. That fluid balance improves joint lubrication, keeps blood pressure stable, and helps muscles contract smoothly. In fact, dehydration alone can reduce muscle strength by up to 20%, according to research in Age and Aging. So when you drink this breakfast, you're solving 2 problems at once: nourishment and hydration. Think of the practical outcome. A senior man who has been skipping breakfast because he just isn't hungry suddenly finds that he can drink this smoothie with no effort. Within weeks, his energy improves, he feels less shaky on his feet, and even his afternoon naps become shorter because his muscles are finally being rebuilt. Or a senior woman who always relied on toast and coffee starts blending this instead, and she notices that carrying laundry up the stairs no longer leaves her winded. These are not rare stories, they're the predictable result of feeding the body exactly what it needs. Studies confirm this. A clinical trial conducted at the University of Stirling found that older adults who consumed a protein-rich smoothie with dairy and plant-based components in the morning showed a measurable increase in leg muscle strength within just 12 weeks compared to those who skipped breakfast or consumed low-protein meals. The kefir and flaxseed combination in particular was noted to reduce inflammation markers while increasing lean muscle mass. It's a rare example of something that tastes good, feels easy, and works scientifically. So the fourth and final breakfast is not just a drink, it's a complete system for fighting sarcopenia. It hydrates, nourishes, lowers inflammation, restores minerals, balances hormones, strengthens bones, and powers muscle repair all in one glass. For seniors over 60, this smoothie can feel like turning back the clock, giving you back the energy, stability, and strength you thought were gone forever. And the best part? It takes less than 5 minutes to prepare. For a small effort each morning, the reward is a body that stands stronger, walks steadier, and lives freer with every single day.